Geobyte.
Hello friends, welcome to the Geobyte. In this video, we will discuss some very important problems on torsion of shafts under the strength of material. Dear friends, these are all the problems which were given in different competitive exams. And hence my request is you please watch till the last problem. Let us take the very first problem. The outside diameter of hollow shaft is twice the inside diameter. The ratio of the torque carrying capacity to that of solid shaft of the same material and the same outside diameter is given like this. For the hollow shaft, outside diameter capital D equal to twice the inside diameter. For solid shaft, the diameter is dia of solid shaft equal to capital D. That means solid shaft diameter is equal to outer diameter of the hollow shaft. That point is given. And it is given that both are made with same material. For same material, for same material, shear modulus G remains constant. Since shear modulus is a material property, it remains constant. That means shear modulus for the hollow shaft equal to shear modulus for the solid shaft. Then you are asked to find the ratio of torque carrying capacity of the hollow shaft and solid shaft. It is like this. The ratio between the torque carrying capacity of the hollow shaft and solid shaft is how much? That is the problem. Now you know the torsion equation is T by J equal to G theta by L equal to tau by R. That is the torsion equation. You take the first relation and the last relation. T by J equal to tau by R, or the torsion T equal to J by R into tau. J by R into tau. The torque T equal to, it can also be written as we know, the quantity J by R is called polar section modulus, denoted by Z suffix P into shear stress tau. So here Z suffix P equal to polar section modulus. Polar section modulus. Now let us decide the polar section modulus Zp for solid shaft. Zp equal to J by R. J for a solid shaft equal to pi by 32 into d power 4. R equal to d by 2. It is equal to pi by 16 into d cube. That is for solid shaft. This is for the solid shaft. This is for solid shaft. Similarly, for the hollow shaft, Z suffix P, let me write here. Z suffix P for hollow shaft equal to J by R only, but J equal to pi by 32 into capital D power 4 minus small d power 4 divided by R equal to capital D by 2. Simplify this value. Zp equal to pi by 16 into capital D power 4 minus small d power 4 by capital D. That is the Z suffix P for the hollow shaft. This is for hollow shaft. This is for hollow shaft. Now here the torque T equal to Z suffix P into tau. Z suffix P into tau. Since the tau is the shear stress for the same material, it may be constant, then the torque of the hollow shaft divided by torque of the solid shaft is equal to Z suffix P into tau for the hollow shaft divided by Z suffix P into tau for the solid shaft. Now here assume the shear stress for the hollow shaft equal to shear stress for the solid shaft, then these two quantities are cancelled. Finally, the torque of the hollow shaft divided by torque of the solid shaft is equal to Z suffix P for the hollow shaft divided by Z suffix P for the solid shaft. Now Z suffix P for the hollow shaft is equal to pi by 16 into, let us take the capital D power 4 outside, 1 minus small d by capital D power 4 divided by capital D can also be written as pi by 16 into d cube into 1 minus d by capital D, small d by capital D power 4. But what is the relation between the solid shaft? What is the relation between the outer diameter and inner diameter of the hollow shaft? Outer diameter equal to twice the inner diameter, or inner diameter by outer diameter. Inner diameter by outer diameter equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Now it can be also written as pi by 16 into d cube into 1 minus small d by capital D 1 by 2 power 4. Simplify the value. It is equal to pi by 16 into capital D cube into 1 minus 1 by 16. Can also be written as pi by 16 into d cube into 16 minus 1 by 16 is equal to pi by 16 into capital D cube into 15 by 16. Now let us put those two values. You know, this is the Z suffix P for the hollow shaft, that is pi by 16 into d cube into 15 by 16, and the Z suffix P for the solid shaft is this much, that much, that is equal to pi by 16 into d cube. This pi by 16 d cube cancelled. Finally, the torque carrying capacity of the hollow shaft divided by torque carrying capacity of the solid shaft equal to 15 by 16. So that is the answer. I hope all of you understood. This is very important problem. The answer is 15 by 16. Let us go for the options. Option A 15 by 16. Therefore option A itself is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the second problem. Look at the second problem. If a solid shaft can resist a bending moment of 3 kilonewton meter and twisting moment 4 kilonewton meter together, then the maximum torque that can be applied. Dear students, remember here the maximum torque means the equivalent torque. torque given equal to, torque is also called twisting moment, 4 kilonewton meter, and the bending moment M equal to 3 kilonewton meter. Remember, when the shaft is subjected to both torque and bending moment, maximum or equivalent torque is to be taken to find the diameter of the shaft. That maximum torque can also be called as equivalent torque. Equivalent torque is equal to root over t square plus m square. It is equal to root under 4 square plus 3 square. It is equal to root over 16 plus 9. 16 plus 9 equal to 25. Root over 25 is the answer. Root over 25 equal to 5 kilonewton meter. That is the answer. The equivalent torque or maximum torque equal to 5 kilonewton meter. Remember, for this kind of problem, there is a possibility to ask the equivalent bending moment also or maximum bending moment. If it is asked for equivalent bending moment, equivalent bending moment, that equivalent bending moment ME equal to ME, or maximum bending moment ME equal to half into M plus root over M square plus T square. From this, you can decide the once again ME equal to half into M plus root over M square plus T square. You know, root over M square plus T square can also be written as equivalent torque, half into M plus equivalent torque. So this is the formula for deciding the maximum bending moment, is also called equivalent bending moment when the shaft is subjected to both torque and bending moment. I hope you clearly understood. Remember, this equivalent bending moment generally found from the maximum bending stress theory or normal stress theory or Rankine theory. This is according to Rankine theory. Rankine's theory. Similarly, the maximum torque or equivalent torque is decided based on the maximum shear stress theory or Gus theory. Gus theory. Remember, Gus theory is used for finding the equivalent torque, whereas the Rankine theory is used for finding the equivalent bending moment or maximum bending moment. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the next problem. The shafts A and B are made of same material. Since both are made of same material, the shear modulus for the shaft A must be equal to shear modulus for the shaft B. Okay. The diameter of the shaft B is twice that of shaft A. Diameter of the shaft B is 2 times the shaft A diameter. That point is given in the problem. The ratio of power which can be transmitted by shaft A to shaft B is, that means what is the power transmitted by A divided by power transmitted by B. What is the power transmission ratio between A and B? That is the question. Now, as we know, power P equal to 2 pi nt by 60. From this I can say that, from this relation I can say that power is directly proportional to torque when the speed is remaining constant. But what is the torque? Torque T equal to pi by 16 into tau into d cube for solid shaft. Assume both are solid shafts A and B. Now, since the both are made of same material, I can treat that the shear stress for the shaft A is equal to shear stress for the shaft B. Shear stress remains constant because both are made of same material. So from this I can write that the torque is proportional to d cube because the shear stress is treated as constant. Now torque is proportional to d cube, power is proportional to d cube. From these two I can write that power is proportional to torque is proportional to d cube. Therefore, the power P is proportional to d cube, or power P equal to a constant into d cube, constant into d cube. Then power transmitted by the shaft A equal to pi by 1 minute. Power transmitted by shaft A equal to uh, constant K into dA cube. Similarly, power transmitted by the B equal to K into dB cube. But what is the relation between the dB and dA? dB equal to twice the dA. Therefore, the power transmitted by the B equal to K into 2 times the dA whole cube. Then the power transmitted by A divided by power transmitted by B is equal to K into dA cube divided by K into, this can be also written as K into 2 cube into dA cube. It is equal to 8 into K into dA cube. So K into 8 into dA cube. D suffix 1 minute. Should be very careful. dA cube. Here dA cube is cancelled, K is also cancelled. Finally, power transmitted by A divided by power transmitted by B equal to 1 by 8. So that is the answer. So PA by PB equal to 1 by 8. Now look at the options. Option A 1 by 8. Yes. Option A itself is absolutely correct. Option A is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the fourth problem. Two shafts of the same length and material are joined in series. Same length means L1 equal to L2. Same material means I can say tau 1 equal to tau 2, G1 equal to shear modulus for the first shaft equal to shear modulus for the second shaft. These are all the conditions given. Shafts are in series. Shafts are in series. Remember, my dear friends, for the series arrangement of the torques, for the series arrangement of the shafts, condition is torque for the first shaft equal to torque for the second shaft. But the total angle of twist theta equal to theta 1 plus theta 2, whereas the arrangement might be like this. Series arrangement may be like this. This may be the series arrangement. For the series arrangement of the shafts, torque remains same. This is the first section, second section. Angular twist for the first section may be theta 1. For the second section, theta 2. Then the total angle of twist, theta equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. That is the condition for the series arrangement of the shafts. Then the ratio of their angle of twist. Indirectly you are asked to find what is the theta 1 and theta 2 ratio. What is the value of theta 1 by theta 2? For that, let us take the torsion equation. T by J equal to C theta by L. Is there any other condition? If the ratio of diameters given, that means let us assume D1 be the diameter of the first shaft, D2 be the diameter of the second shaft, D1 by D2 given equal to 2. Is it 2? Yes. D1 by D2 is 2. This is the 1 minute. If the ratio of diameters is 2, right? Okay. Now T by J equal to C theta by L. I can also write G theta by L equal to tau by R. That is the torsion equation. Now from this, if I take the first two relations, I can write that T by J equal to G theta by L. From this theta equal to angle of twist theta equal to TL by JG. Here it is given that the problem, the length remains same. Look at the length remains same. Shear modulus also remaining same. Then it is the arrangement for series. For the series arrangement, T1 equal to T2. That means T remains constant, L remains constant, T remains constant, L remains constant, G remains constant. From this I can write that theta equal to some constant divided by J. That constant K equal to TL by G. Everything is constant. T remains constant, L remains constant, shear modulus G also remaining constant. Now from this I can write that theta 1 by theta 2 is equal to K into K by J1 divided by K by J2. K is constant. So it is equal to J2 by J1. But J2 equal to what? Pi by 32 into D2 power 4 divided by pi by 32 into D1 power 4. Finally, theta 1 by theta 2 is equal to D2 by D1 whole power 4. But here the D1 D2 relation given. What is the D1 D2 relation? The D1 by D2 equal to 2. If D1 by D2 equal to 2, then D2 by D1 equal to 1 by 2. It is equal to 1 by 2 whole power 4. Simplify this value, 1 by 16. Therefore, angle of twist ratio theta 1 by theta 2 equal to 1 by 16. This is the answer for this particular problem. Look at the options. A, 8 is not correct, 4 is not correct, 16 is not correct, 1 by 16 absolutely correct. D is the correct option. I hope you understood very clearly. Shall we move to the next problem? Yes, let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A shaft was initially subjected to bending moment and then one subjected to torsion. Initially the shaft is maintaining the bending moment. Later it is also subjected to torsion. Okay. If the magnitude of bending moment is found to be the same as that of the torque, condition is bending moment M equal to torque. That condition is given. Okay. Then the ratio of maximum bending stress to maximum shear stress. You are asked to decide bending stress divided by shear stress is how much. That is the problem. Let us do the problem. Bending moment m equal to pi by 32 into sigma b into d cube. That is the relation between the this is the relation between the bending moment and bending stress. Similarly, relation between the torque and shear stress is T equal to pi by 16 into tau into d cube. This is the relation between the torque and shear stress. Relation between the torque and shear stress. Here the condition is bending moment m equal to torque. But what is the bending moment value? Bending moment value is this one. Pi by 32 into sigma b into d cube. Whereas torque is pi by 16 into tau into d cube. This d cube cancelled. Pi cancelled. 16 two times. That means sigma b by 2 bending stress by 2 equal to shear stress. That means shear stress equal to half of the bending stress, or bending stress equal to twice the shear stress. That is the relation between the bending stress and shear stress. Since it is asked bending stress divided by the shear stress, the answer is bending stress divided by the shear stress tau equal to 2. That is the answer. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the answers. Option A, 2, absolutely correct. Option A is absolutely correct. Option A, absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the another problem. Look at the sixth problem. The average torsional energy per unit volume for hollow shaft is tau equal shear stress, G equal to modulus of rigidity given by. Remember, the torsional energy U torsional equal to general formula square of the shear stress divided by 4G into capital D square plus small d square divided by capital D square multiplied by volume. That is the torsional energy formula. Here energy is denoted by U, capital U. But he is asking torsional energy per unit volume. Therefore, torsional energy per unit volume is equal to tau square by 4G into capital D square plus small d square divided by capital D square. This is the formula. That is the torsional energy or torsional shear strain energy per unit volume. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct. Let us move to the next problem. Next problem is, look at the next problem. If a solid shaft is subjected to torsion, the shear stress induced in the shaft at its center. The torsion equation is T by J equal to G theta by L equal to shear stress divided by radius. You take the first relation and last relation. T by J equal to tau by R. From this, the shear stress From this the shear stress tau equal to T by J into R. But what he is asking, if solid shaft is subjected to torsion, the shear stress induced at its center. Shear stress induced, let us take the shaft. This is the shaft. Let this is the shaft. This is the central axis, is also called neutral axis. This is the radius of the shaft. Radius is measured with respect to center. At center, radius r equal to 0. If radius r equal to 0 at the center, if r equal to 0 at the center, 0 into something 0, therefore shear stress at the center equal to 0. That means there is no shear stress at the center of the beam or at the center of the shaft. Therefore option A is absolutely correct. Option A is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the 8th problem. Shafts A and B of the same material and length with the polar moment of inertia of 60 cm power 4 and 20 cm power 4 respectively are subjected to same torque. Given conditions are, the lengths are same material. If the material is same, G1 equal to, that is GA equal to GB. Shear modulus remains same length, LA equal to LB. Polar moment of inertia denoted by J. For A it is J suffix A 60 cm power 4, and it is for the B is 20 cm power 4 respectively, are subjected to the same torque. Subjected to the same torque means TA equal to TB. If the angular twist for shaft A is 2 radians, angle of twist for shaft A is 2 radians, then what is the angle of twist for B? Angle of twist for shaft B is how much? That is the problem. Again, let us take the torsion equation. T by J equal to G theta by L equal to tau by R. From this, let us take the first two relations. T by J equal to G theta by L. From this I can write that theta equal to TL by JG. Here T constant, L constant, G constant. That means torque remains same for both shafts. Similarly, length and shear modulus also remaining same. This portion will remain constant. Theta equal to some constant K by J, where that constant K equal to TL by J. J equal to, of course, J is directly given in the problem. J is given in the problem. Then theta A equal to K into K by JA. Theta B equal to K divided by JB. Otherwise, I can write that theta A JA equal to theta B JB. Okay. Now here it is theta B, you are asked to find theta B equal to theta A into JA divided by JB. Theta A is given 2 radians. multiplied by JA. Look at the JA value. This is the JA. JA value is 60. 60. JA value 60 divided by JB. JB equal to 20. 20. Now you simplify it. It is 120 divided by 2. 120 divided by 2. It is 20, not 220. It is equal to 6. 6 radians. That is the angle of twist for the B. Let us go for the options. Look at the options. Option C is 6. Option C is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the ninth problem. These are all very, very important problems. Ninth problem is, if a torque produces a twist of 4 and 2 radians in shaft A and shaft B, that means angle of twist for A given 4 radians, angle of twist for B given, angle of twist for B given, how much it is given? Angle of twist for B is 2 radians. 2 radians. The diameter having the same diameter means dA equal to dB, and same material GA equal to GB, shear modulus remains same for same material. Then the ratio between the lengths, LA by LB equal to how much? That is the problem. The torsion equation is T by J equal to G theta by L. From this I can write that theta equal to T by J or TL by JG. TL by JG. Here, what about the torque? Is it torque given? If a torque produces means indirectly TA equal to TB. That means T remains constant, J remains constant because J is the function of diameter. Diameters are equal. If diameters are equal, polar moment of inertia J remains constant. Okay. Here this fellow constant, polar section modulus, not section modulus, shear modulus G also remaining same. Then I can say that theta equal to some constant into L, or theta by L remains constant. If theta by L remains constant, I can say that theta A by LA equal to theta B by LB. From this, you are asked to find the LA by LB. LA by LB, LA cross multiplication equal to theta A by theta B. But what is the theta A? Theta A is given 4 radians, theta B given 2 radians. It is equal to 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Answer is 2. Length ratio between the two shafts is 2. Let us go for the options. Option A half, no. Option B, look at the option. Option B 2. Absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the 10th problem. If a torque produces a twist of 6 radians and 3 radians in shaft A and shaft B having the same diameter, length, then the ratio of their modulus of rigidity. Since he is asking the ratio between the two shafts modulus of rigidity, the two shafts are not made with same material. But since it is given, if a torque means TA equal to, torque remains same, TA equal to TB. Angle of twist for the shaft A given 6 radians. Angle of twist for B is 3 radians. The same diameter and length, LA equal to LB, DA equal to DB. DA equal to DB. You are asked to find GA by GB. Shear modulus ratio between the two shafts is how much? Again, let us take the torsion equation. T by J equal to G theta by L. From this, G theta equal to T L by J. Here T constant, L constant. Since diameter constant, J also remaining constant, this whole thing is treated as constant. It is equal to constant. It means product of the shear modulus and angle of twist remains constant. That means GA theta A equal to GB theta B. Then GA by GB is equal to theta B by theta A. Here theta B is 3 radians, theta A is 6 radians. It is equal to half. That is the answer. I hope all of you understood. GA by GB equal to 1 by 2. Let us go for the options. Option A, 1 by 2, absolutely correct. Option A is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the next problem. The modulus of rupture is option A, force at which rupture takes place? No. Option B, friction stress calculated from the torsional formula from the torque at which rupture takes place. Absolutely correct. Remember, the friction stress calculated from the torsional formula from the torque at which the rupture takes place is called as modulus of rupture. This point is very important. Once again, the friction stress calculated from the torsional formula from the torque at which the rupture takes place is called the modulus of rupture. So that is about the answer. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the 12th problem. A torque of 5 Newton centimeter is required to produce a twist of 180 degrees. The torque to produce a twist of 5 tons in the shaft is, the data is like this. The torque T1 is given 5 Newton centimeter with the angle of twist theta 1 equal to 180 degrees. 180 degrees. The torque to produce a twist of 5 tons, theta 2 equal to 5 tons. You know, to complete a ton, 360 degrees to be completed. Therefore, the theta 2 in terms of degrees, 1 ton, for completing the 1 ton, to complete the 1 ton, the crank has to complete or shaft has to complete 360 degrees. Here 180 degrees means half revolution. Okay, 360. Right? This is the theta 2. Then what will be the angle of twist? Theta 2 equal to how much? T2 equal to how much? You know the torsion equation. T by J equal to G theta by L equal to tau by R. Let us take this part because it is given the relation between the torque and the angle of twist. Here let us take this part, T by J equal to G theta by L. Here length remains constant, G remains constant, J remains constant because nothing is given regarding the diameters and lengths. Therefore, I can take theta T equal to G J by L into theta. This G J by L I can treat as a constant K. Therefore, torque T equal to constant into theta, or T by theta remains constant. It means T1 by theta 1 equal to T2 by theta 2, or T1 by T2 is equal to theta 1 by theta 2. From this, what you need to find? You need to find the T2. From this, T2 equal to T1 theta 2 by theta 1. Here T1 given. Look at the T1. This is the T1, 5 Newton centimeter. Theta 1 180, theta 2 5 into 360. T1 one second, T1 equal to 5. T1 equal to 5. Theta 2 5 into 360 divided by theta 1 180. 180 2 times. 5 into 5 into 2 50. T2 equal to 50 Newton centimeter. That is the answer. I hope all of you understood. This is also very important problem. Let us move to the options. Option A. A is not correct. A is not correct. A is not correct. B absolutely correct. B is 50 Newton centimeter. I hope you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the problem. Torsional formula T by J equal to tau by R equal to G theta by L. This is the torsion equation. Is only applicable when the shaft is subjected to torsion only. The torsion equation is applicable only when the torsional load is acting in the shaft. The torsional load or twisting load like this. This may be the axis like this. Twisting load like this. Anyhow, this torsion equation is only for torsion. Option C is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the 14th problem. Torsion formula is only applicable. Option A, ultimate strength, no. Yield point, no. Elastic limit, absolutely correct. The torsional formula and bending equation both are applicable within the elastic limit only. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the 15th problem. The shear strain energy due to torsion. The shear strain energy due to torsion can be decided like this. Let us take the torque versus angle of twist. Since the torsion equation is within the elastic limit only, up to the elastic limit, the torque is increasing along with the angle of twist like this. This is the elastic limit. Elastic limit. Within that elastic limit, the energy stored 1 minute. Within that elastic limit, the energy stored is equal to torsional strain energy. Therefore, torsional strain energy the torsional strain energy is ideally equal to area of the triangle. Area of the triangle equal to half into base into height t. This is the torsional strain energy, half into theta into t. Whereas the pure strain energy, pure torsional energy, pure torsional energy is equal to torque multiplied by angular twist. This is the pure torsional energy. The torsional strain energy is this one. Now compare these two. The the torsional strain energy is half of the pure torsional energy. Look at the options. Once again, let us read the problem. The shear strain energy due to torsion is equal to pure shear strain energy? No, not at all. B, twice the pure shear strain energy? No, not at all. Half the pure strain energy? Yes, absolutely correct. So this is the pure torsional energy and this is the torsional strain energy. Torsional strain energy is half of the pure torsional energy. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the 16th problem. If stress in a shaft A and B connected in parallel is 50 Newton per cm square and 25 Newton per cm square. Shafts are connected in parallel. Shafts are in parallel. For the parallel arrangement of the shafts, theta 1 or theta A equal to theta B. Angular twist remains same, but the total torque equal to TA plus TB. These are the conditions for parallel arrangement of the shafts. The stress given, stress for the A 50 Newton per cm square, stress for the B shear stress 25, both are in Newton per cm square, not meter square. Okay. And the polar section modulus ZP, polar section modulus ZP for A equal to 100 cm cube, and polar section modulus for the B equal to 50 cm cube. Then the total torque transmitted by the shafts. Total torque T equal to TA plus TB. For that, you need to find TA, TB. You know torque T equal to polar section modulus into tau, shear stress. Then TA equal to tau A into ZP for A. It is equal to tau A 50 multiplied by ZP for A 100. It is equal to 5000 Newton centimeter. Okay. Similarly, TB equal to tau B into Z suffix P for B. Tau B 25 into 50. It is equal to 750 Newton centimeter. Therefore, total torque equal to TA plus TB. TA is 5000 plus TB is 750. The total value 5750 Newton centimeter. That is the answer. I hope you clearly understood. Now let us move to the answers. 5750 Newton centimeter. So it can be also written as 5.750 kilonewton centimeter. This is the answer. 5.75. 5.75 kilonewton centimeter. Absolutely correct answer. This is the correct answer. I hope you understood. Let us go for the last problem. Look at the last problem. If two shafts A and B are connected in series, the previous problem for the parallel arrangement. This is for series arrangement. For series arrangement of shafts. For the series arrangements of the shafts, conditions is TA equal to TB. But angle of twist, total angle of twist theta equal to theta A plus theta B. Okay. Have angle of twist 3 and 2 radians per length. Then total twist is here theta A given. Very easy problem. Theta B given 2 radians. Then theta A plus theta B equal to 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 radians. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct. Option B is absolutely correct. My dear friends, with this I am concluding this video, but in the upcoming video also I will discuss some more important problems for the torsion of shafts. Since the strength of material is problem oriented subject, therefore you need to do the hard work, or you need to put the pen on the paper. That means paper and pen work is very very important to get the success with the strength of material. So anyhow, you try to practice with pen and paper. Definitely one day or other day you will get the fruitful results. So have a nice day. I am ending this video at this level. Thank you very much.
Geobyte.